Welcome to Gentle Yoga for all levels. Because we're going to do a wrist-friendly practice this morning. We're going to do a practice for anyone who has a hard time putting weight on their flexed hands. So for this whole practice, no chaturanga and no downward facing dog. We'll do all the other things, but of course, you always have the invitation to add those things in if that's part of that's a favorite part of the practice. Like Bill, I know you love your push-ups. So there will be options, but we are going to do a practice that really keeps us off the wrists. So starting here in a seated position, I'd like you to take a good seat. And whatever that means to you, what does it mean for you to take a good seat? Probably the sitting bones underneath you. Probably a little lift in the low belly. To me, it feels like bringing the navel up inside of the rib cage. A little lift of your chest, causing your shoulder blades to drop onto your back. And then a little tuck of the chin, which lengthens the back of our neck. So we've established this tall spine and this good seat. You can close your eyes or just look down and start to notice your breath. The most gentle edge of breath, not forceful, gentle like that soft breeze blowing on your skin. It just makes you smile. Feel these gentle breaths start to make their way into your lungs and imagine a soft breeze surrounding your heart. Not forcing, not pressing, just circulating around your heart. In the words of Rumi, our greatest strength lies in the gentleness and tenderness of our heart. Our greatest strength. As we take these gentle breaths here, I'd like you to bring to mind a time in your life when someone caressed your face with the back of their fingers. This might have been a grandparent, might have been a new baby, might be your spouse. Just that soft touch, that gentle touch. See if you can remember how that felt. Bring that sensation into this practice. And as we go into these postures and move our body, can you move with that kind of caress? A gesture to yourself of love, of compassion, and gentleness. Start here with your palms turned up on your lap. And as you inhale, open your hands a little bit wider. And as you exhale, make the softest fist. And inhale to open. Imagine holding something tiny and precious in your palm that you don't want to squeeze, but you want to just caress and hold it. Maybe like a baby chick, tiny bird. Just protecting this tiny, precious thing as you gently squeeze and softly open. I'm going to keep bringing your attention back to this gesture through this practice as a reminder to be like this and move like this today in this gentle way. The next time your hands open up, let your arms reach out to your sides. And then exhale, bring your elbows in close to your body, palms close together in front of you again, like you're holding water in your hands. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw your hands together. Just this gentle movement of the shoulders. Eyes can still be closed. moving here with ease, moving with gentleness. You might feel like taking your arms a little bit higher or a little bit lower. What feels really great to your shoulders. The next time the arms reach out to the sides, try not to strain anything, but just circle your wrists. You can keep a soft bend in the elbows and just start to put movement into the wrists and the fingers. And then reverse that, go the other direction. I'm picturing our friend Meg, that's a belly dancer right now, with these graceful gestures. And palms up, inhale, arms overhead. Let your hands come together and then pass through heart center. And we'll do that a few times, just these easy circles. Notice when you start to strain, when you start to try to make this effortful, and come back from that just a bit. Reach your arms high, take a deep breath in and move sideways. Sway to your left side, drop the left hand, reach the right, and inhale, center to switch. Let your arms feel like just branches swaying in the wind with ease. Not a big wind, a gentle breeze. Next time your arms are overhead, turn that into a twist. A flowing twist from side to side. Arms float and lower. And this might feel different than the usual practice of trying to go to the edge and really pushing ourselves into these shapes. Allow yourself to just let breath move through your body like a soft breeze. And that gentleness, tenderness around the heart. Let's go one more time, and this time we'll pause at the right side, hand gently resting on the thigh, and then just turn your head. So try not to push with your hand, just let your torso do the twisting. And breathe here with that soft circulating breath in your torso. Returning to center, arms overhead, switch and twist to your left. Filling up with breath, emptying breath out. Finding our way back to center, rest your hands again on your legs. I'm just going to move up into the neck for some neck stretches. So let's start with half circles. Left ear to left shoulder. Reach your right fingers down to the floor. Breathe into what you find right there. And then slowly take a half circle over to the right. Drop your left fingers. You can bring your right hand to the knee. And just feel that. See if the two sides are different. Both hands on the floor. Make easy half circles side to side. Avoiding the hard edges. It's almost like your head is floating at the top of your neck. Like a balloon, not a heavy bowling ball, but the head more like a balloon that just waves from side to side. You might notice different muscles when you move softly than you do when you move with a more of a effortful stretch. As the head comes back to center with your eyes closed, just turn as if you were looking over your right shoulder and looking over your left shoulder. staying away from the hard edges and just floating from side to side. As we come back to center, let your chin come to your chest and find a nice, easy stretch in the back of your neck and your upper back. It's a common place of tension, so we'll go softly. Let your hands come to your knees and then just create a little more roundness in your upper back. Belly button pulls in. Bring that roundness into the back of your rib cage, the lower ribs. And with softness, pull yourself to neutral and forward. Find the opposite. And now start to move through seated cat and cow with your breath, moving in a tender way, like that caress on your cheek. Moving your body the way you would instruct someone to move that you really love and you want them to be tender with themselves. Do that for you. Give yourself that same permission. We can stop punishing, forcing, and pushing ourselves. We can just start to caress and be kind and gentle to this body with this breath. On the next inhale, roll your shoulders up by your ears, press back and down. Do that 2 more times with the same gentle effort. And then bring your palms together again. Open your arms out wide, thumbs reach back, maybe a little farther this time. Exhale to pull the hands together and in toward the body. Inhale, open. Present yourself to this day, open-hearted, tender and gentle heart stretching out into the world. Shoulders releasing. Our body trusts us more when we move with tenderness and gentleness than when we force things. All right, one more time. Arms open out to the sides. Reach out wide and then just turn your palms up and down. Rotation through the shoulder joint. And start to exaggerate that, kind of round over and arch up. Round over and arch up. You can move at your pace. Might be a little bit of work going on here, but look at you. You've got this. Gentle movement on a Monday morning. Take it one more time. And then let's reach the arms overhead again and draw the hands to heart center. Making a transition around to all fours. So this is the first place we'll be careful with our wrists for those that are protecting their wrists today. You can move everything out of the way. And on all fours, you can come onto fists if your wrists don't like being flexed. So that's always an option on all fours. It's not great for down dog, but it's really good when we can stack our joints like this. If your wrists are happy and healthy, feel free to take your hands to the mat. We're going to move through cat and cow just a few times to find the gentleness again and to notice the tendency when we try to force all the way to the edge. Let's stay inside of that today. Let's stay inside the boundaries of our body. Let's work inside of our skin instead of the outside stretch. And pausing in neutral, reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Hank, for you, it's opposite arm and leg. Circle your wrist that's out in front of you and point and flex the foot that's behind you. Just let your joints be fluid like water. And release back to the mat. Switch sides. Left arm, right leg. And move the wrist and the ankle. Joints like water. And come back to the earth. Knees widen, hips come back into child's pose. And for today, let's rest on our elbows. Let's come into this version of child's pose, like Sphinx arms, knees wide, hips back, and then pull your chest forward. Stay inside the boundaries of your own body, but just feel length and space in your belly, your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest and lift your head up. Just feel again like your head is just a balloon. It's light, it's easy. And with the elbows and hands on the floor, start to raise up into dolphin. So we're going to tuck our toes and lift our hips. And dolphin is a challenging pose, but it's a nice option for anyone that has wrists that don't love downward facing dog. Your knees can be bent, head and neck are loose. There is work here, but stay soft, stay gentle in the work. Take one more deep breath in dolphin. And on the exhale, lower your knees back to the mat. Bring yourself up to fingertips and swing the right leg forward. So you're in a kneeling lunge. Take a moment to find where your hips want to be here, either down or up a bit. And just start to breathe into the space in front of your hip, left hip. Again, you're welcome to keep your fists on the floor. Blocks here might even feel better. Keeping the left hand on the floor, maybe a fist or a block, circle the right arm. Just going to come up and around, moving with that same tenderness, that gentleness inside the skin. Matching movement with breath. Returning the hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Pause to feel this for just a moment, this length, the strength in the legs. Walk your fingers forward. So your hands are like they're holding tennis balls underneath them, fingertips on the ground. Shift forward and lift your left leg. Circle your ankle. Point and flex your foot. And then slowly step your left foot next to your right foot. Come down into a forward fold. Bend and straighten your knees until you find the most gentle place you can be. Fingers to elbows, ragdoll. Exhale loud. Just shake your shoulders. Let yourself be here in this nice, long, stretched position. Soft and easy. Bring your hands to your shins, lift halfway. And then exhale, grab your elbows, pull just a tiny bit deeper. Press to lengthen. Exhale, lower. We'll do that one more time. Press to lengthen. Good. Exhale to lower. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. And let your fingertips come to the top of your mat again. I'm going to grab blocks this time. It's a nice option. The left foot stays where it is. Right foot steps back and we'll drop that knee. We'll find our kneeling lunge. Again, the option is to be on fists, which creates less of a bend and pressure in the wrist, or fingertips. Find a soft stretch. And with the right hand down, let's circle the left arm. Make the circle gentle. It's a soft breeze. It's not a strong wind. If you find places where it's really restricted or tight, make the circle smaller. Instead of forcing through those places, just allow your body to do what it does. Mary Oliver, the soft animal of your body, love what it loves. Do that. Allow your fingertips to come back down to the mat. Let's tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Opening into that hip flexor a little bit more. And then the hands come out in front of the left foot. Shift to find balance. Circle out that ankle behind you. And then slowly replace the right foot next to the left. A little more bent in the knees. Scoop the arms out and up. Find extended mountain. And then down again, nice and slow. Arms reach behind, airplane. Sit the hips low, squeeze, swing the arms up and back. Exhale, airplane. Now moving the whole body, all of the joints, like water. You can start to move more quickly or more slowly. Let's do this 2 more times in your way, whatever that is. Maybe there's a little momentum, soft swinging. Reach high, hold extended mountain. Take your feet just a little bit wider and grabbing one wrist, stretch over the side. And take your time switching to the other side. Let your arms open out to the sides, elbows soft, palms up. Turn your toes out. And we're going to start to lunge from side to side. So just put an easy bend in your left knee. Scoop the right arm down and around to center. And then switch. Bend your right knee, scoop your left arm, and open to center. You might have to pivot on your feet a little bit. You can bend your elbows as much as you need to. This might make you feel a little creative. You might want to move in a different way. You might want to move faster than me or slower, bigger or smaller. Move with gentleness, like a caress for your body. Let's go one more time each side. And then open your arms wide like you're holding the sun in your arms. Bend down into a deep little comfortable plie squat. Breathe here. A little bit warmer. Let your hands come to the crease of your hips. Bend and straighten. Just feel what's happening there around your hip crease, your hip joint. The massive ball and socket joint that allows us to be mobile people. Move here with gentleness. And then coming back to center, toes point, still out to the corners. Shift your hips from side to side and feel that at the hip crease. Moving into those inner and outer edges. And we're going to let that movement continue. Arms are just going to follow along at our sides. So this starts to create a side bend. It's also the beginning of Trikonasana or triangle pose. So make sure the movement continues to come here at the hips. Start to pull up one elbow and switch. And our feet are not set up for triangle, but we're going to go there anyway. We're going to lean and open the arms straight up. So it's not exactly triangle. It's triangle-like. Switching sides. Be aware of your hips. The soft animal of your body. A gentle breeze. Cool water on a hot day. Easy. Like Sunday morning. I'm full of them today, aren't I? One more time, both ways. And pause. Pause to feel. Come in a little closer with knees soft. We're going to do one more hip thing. We're going to circle. And if you feel self-conscious doing this, know that you're not alone. A lot of Westerners are pretty locked up here through the sacral chakra. A lot of us don't really know how to move through our hips and our pelvis, and we get kind of stuck. So give yourself permission to feel uncomfortable, but still explore this. Go the other way, move with softness. You're not trying to force anything or fix anything. You're just exploring and noticing softness, gentleness. And release the movement. Kind of find the center. Wiggle everything out a little bit. Wiggle your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your arms. Beautiful. Okay, wide feet. Let's take a warrior stance. Stop mirroring me and just put your right foot forward and open out into warrior two. And find the best warrior two for you that feels strong but gentle. Turn your palms. Deepen the lunge and then inhale, straighten your leg, lift your arms and open again. Move with your breath. Last week we practiced Sthira Sukha. We practiced strength and softness. Today, a little more toward the soft. But in this pose, we need the strong as the foundation. Come down into warrior two. Rest the elbow on the thigh. Let the arm come all the way overhead and continue its journey around in a circle. Notice anywhere in your body where there's a little too much strong. And pull the softness in. Pull the softness in. One more big reach overhead. And then slowly reverse your warrior, straighten the front leg. Softness, ease. And release your hand. Switch sides. We'll go toward the left leg. Opening out into warrior two, and just bend and straighten a few times until you find your warrior. And let's move our arms. Inhale to lift the legs straight. Exhale to lower. You might be using a soft Ujjayi breath. If you are used to Ujjayi, use that, but use a softer version today. It sounds like a whisper. And coming back to warrior, let's rest on the thigh. Arm comes up over the ear and then continues its circle around. Slow enough to match your breath. There's always a time in my yoga practice when I just get overcome with this love for yoga, this gratitude, because it just feels so good to be embodied, aware, awake, calm, present. I just noticed myself feeling that now. Hopefully you are too. Let's reach the arm up overhead and then take a deep breath in and back. Reverse warrior. Straighten your front leg, lift and lengthen. And come back to warrior two. Turn your toes. Bring your hands to your hips. We'll move into a wide straddle forward fold. So if you'd like to have something here, you can grab a block, hinge from your hips, and let your fingertips come to the floor. Soft knees, fold over. And then just dangle your head. Remember, the head today is a balloon. It's not a bowling ball. It's light and easy. Roll your shoulders. Bend and straighten your legs. Let's flow through twisting straddle. So we'll start with the left hand either on a block or the floor right underneath your face, and your back comes up into a straight line. Inhale, roll the right arm open. If you want for today to keep it softer, you can bend your left knee. Just make sure that doesn't create any strain in your low back. Switch sides, left arm up. Bend your right knee if you like. Feels better to me to keep mine straight. You do you, boo. Inhale, arms continuing to twist with your breath. Finding gentleness all along the way. When you've evened that out on both sides, come back again to your deeper forward fold. Let all of your breath drain. Lifting up again to a flat back. Let's bring our hands toward our right foot, the front of our mat. Dropping the back knee. Coming again to a tabletop position where you can be on fists if that feels good to you. We're going to thread the needle. So on the inhale, raise your right arm high. Exhale, roll that arm underneath you. Come onto your back shoulder, side of your ear, or side of your head. You can use your left hand or your left toes in any way to support or help you in this position. Just make sure to find the gentle version of thread the needle. Deep, soft breaths. Taking care of yourself today. You get to take care of everyone else the rest of the day, but take care of yourself right now. Come back to center. Find neutral, and then the left arm lifts and reaches through. Lower your left ear. Use your right hand, your right toes in any way you like to enhance this soft stretch. And let's return to the earth, swinging our legs around in front of us. Find a seat. We're going to start here in Dandasana, staff pose. And if you already know you like to have things underneath you, you can grab your cushion again. We're going to go into a forward fold, so you can put something under your knees as well if you like. So starting with a tall spine, rooting down through the hips, take a deep breath in, arms up. And then with a softness, fold over your legs. If you don't easily touch your feet, I'd like you to bend your knees today until you can grab your toes. And for some of us, this is just the perfect place to stay right here. Tall spine, supported, a little bit of hamstring stretch. And then you could inch your heels out until you find a little bit more. Resist any force. Resist any tendency to pull or tug or push. If this is still really hard for you, put a pillow or a block under your knees and just let yourself rest over your legs. Give yourself over to this soft stretch. Soft breaths. A swirl of breath around your heart. If you're shaking, you've gone too far, you need to back up a little bit. And release back to center. Let's bend our right knee and we'll move into a seated twist. Twisting is great for digestion. It's also good for golfers. And I know some of you are that. So to move into this twist today, we're going to take the right foot out toward the right edge of the mat. So our feet are a little bit separated. I want you to literally pick up your right sitting bone and move it back. And then ease into this twist. And see what that does. See if that's a little different than when our feet are glued together and we're forcing our pelvis to stay where it is. See if you have a little bit more space and ease in this twist today. Look over your shoulder. Let your belly breathe. Maybe close your eyes and feel what's happening on the inside. What do you feel under your skin? And finding our way back to center. Both legs straight. As the left knee bends, move the left foot out toward the left edge of your mat and literally pick up your left hip, move that sitting bone back. So we're putting this sacrum on a little bit of an angle. Lift tall, twist to your left without forcing. Your hands just kind of hold you here. And then just inhale tall, exhale, twist. Find tenderness in this twist. One more inhale and exhale. And then return to center. All right. I'm going to offer up something that I think is really lovely. Supported fish. This is actually a restorative pose. So for this one, you're definitely going to need either a block or a bolster or both. So let me just quickly show you some options. Option with a pillow or a bolster. We just want that prop to be right behind our shoulders so the chest is lifted, and I could kind of keep my head on top of a block or another pillow there. Or I could lower that down so that my head and my chin are dropping back a little. If all you have is a block, that works beautifully as well. The block goes in the same place, right there behind your sports bra, Ron. And then the head drops back. And you might want to bring your head to the floor. You might want support for your head. Wiggle around until you find a comfortable place. This is a big heart opener. And we'll be here for several breaths, so I want you to make sure you're not straining anything. If there's stress in your low back, try bringing the soles of your feet together like butterfly. Palms turned up. Body supported by the props. And then just breath. Picture again that air coming in like a soft breeze swirling around your heart. Like spring breezes. Just the lightest fluttering of the leaves and the blossoms on the tree. Just a little movement. Ease, sweetness, tenderness. Notice if there's any resisting here, any part of you that's not giving itself over to this release. Notice if there's a fight to relax. That's okay too, but just notice it. Let's take one more breath in restorative fish. And then it'll probably feel good to you to bring your hands behind your head to help your head lift instead of straining your neck. You can move your props out of the way and just lay on your back with knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug. Take any other movement here that feels tender and gentle and perfect for your body. And when you're ready, let yourself surrender into final rest, Shavasana. Our greatest strength lies in the gentleness and tenderness of our heart. As you come into Shavasana, pay attention to that soft, natural breath making its way through your nose, through your throat, and into your lungs. Imagine that space around your heart being airy and open and free and breezy. Let each breath swirl that space so softly. And as it leaves your body, there's that feeling of stillness after the breeze has gone by. My beloved child, break your heart no longer. Each time you judge yourself, you break your own heart. You stop feeding on the love, which is the wellspring of your vitality. The time has come, your time to live, to celebrate, and to see the goodness that you are. Let no one, no thing, no idea or ideal obstruct you. If one comes even in the name of truth, forgive it, for it's unknowing. Do not fight. Let go and breathe into the goodness that you are. Breathe into the goodness that you are. And as you breathe into that goodness, my friends, start to stretch and wiggle and move in the most tender, gentle, and delicious way. Yawn. Wiggle your way to one side and back to a seat when you're ready. As we close this practice, I'd like to ask you to take your left hand, which would be considered your feminine hand, your soft or nurturing hand, and let the back of the hand just graze the side of your face in the most sweet and tender way. And then let your hands come together. My beloved child, break your heart no longer. Be gentle with yourself today. Be tender. Breathe into the goodness that you are. Namaste.